Okay, in this lab, what we're going to try to figure out is what happens when we add hot pieces of metal. There's pieces of metal in some very hot water here. We will have 5 of them here. Eventually, I will give you some data for. Right? We're going to put, and those will be very close to 100 degrees Celsius by the time the water's all boiling and the pieces of metal get very hot in the boiling water. We're going to start with room temperature water, which in Celsius is right about this temperature. Right? So we're going to have 5 different metals we're going to be doing eventually. Right? So there will be some water inside of each one of these with a thermometer. Right? And they're insulated, so hopefully that all of the heat energy is transferring between the very hot pieces of metal and the water, which is at a much lower temperature. So with that set up, I'm going to actually just give you the numbers that we found by doing this, and we can continue on from there and see if you can figure out some things about energy flow. I will just ask you to kind of ponder for a minute, though. These will be very, very close to 100 degrees Celsius. These are right at about 20 degrees Celsius for the water. What do you think the final temperature is going to be? The water has a mass of about 80 grams, and the metals are ranging between about 30 grams, I believe, a little less than 30 grams, up to about 60 grams, I think, is the most massive one. So I'll give you the exact numbers for these 5 different metals. There's only 3 of them here. I'll put the other 2 out. In fact, give me just a moment. Let me grab those real quick. You get a nice view of my kitchen floor. Okay, those are all 5. You might be able to identify a couple of them just by color. But what we're going to try to do throughout this lab is actually determine the identity of these metals by using their specific heat. And by seeing how the heat energy flows from these hot pieces of metal into this cold water, we should be able to calculate the specific heat for these different metals and thereby find their identity. Good luck.